And I'm live. Are you King Vortex? Can you hear me? Check, 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 check. Can you hear me?
We're live.
Sorry, guys. So I am actually live right now with King Vortex, but I cannot hear the music. The music's not playing on my live show, which I'm trying to get you guys connected to that. So if you just be patient until the music's finished playing, and then we'll get started.
yes, all right. All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. Welcome to Vortex Media 2 once again. And of course, it's Saturday. And it's tonight with Queen Yashel of Black Domestic Discipline.
Hey.
And as you can see from the title of the show, how to form a powerful alliance. That's right, how to form a powerful alliance with Queen Yashel. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on Queen Yashel and let her give you some knowledge and wisdom. Peace, Queen Yashel. How you doing tonight?
Peace, King Vortex. How are you? I'm good.
I'm well. Good to have you here tonight once again. We always have great shows, and I expect to have a great one tonight. What are we talking about tonight?
Tonight we are talking about how to form a powerful alliance.
Yes, that's what's up. The community's a little distracted tonight because there's a war going on with Brother Polite and Sarnetta, so
I get it.
I'm sure everybody's tuned in, but we're gonna go on and keep talking about things that are relevant. So
yep, we're gonna keep it moving.
How to form a powerful alliance. What's that about? What made you want to talk about that?
So as we all know, there's power in numbers. We all know that. And if you look on YouTube alone, you can see that we have the numbers in our community. It's not just the big YouTubers themselves or the leaders, if you will, but it's also their audiences. We can utilize the numbers and make them work for the community. The problem is that everyone is so clicked off and divided into their own beliefs about their own religion, history, or culture, and they're going back and forth and this headbutting stuff, and we're not really getting anywhere. Just like you said, Brother Polite and Saul Netter are going at it as we speak right now. This is not something that's new. Like, this is just what we have been doing for years, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But I'll get back to that. So you have the NOI, you have the Hebrew Israelites, you have the Indigenous, the Moorish, the Kemetics, Africans, Nubians, Christians, Muslims, you name it. So we are kind of stagnant right now. A strategic alliance will not only unite us, but it will put more money into all of our pockets and help build us real wealth. So under this particular unity, we will have a code of conduct that we will all have to abide by, to respect each other's views, that we're all different, from our own in order to unite under this specific purpose. There's always one specific purpose, and right now that's to bring the wealth to the children of God, or however you want to refer to us. It's something that has to benefit the whole entire community. So please hold tight, you all. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. We can accomplish this unity and wealth by forming strategic alliances. So what is a strategic alliance? It's an agreement between two or more parties to pursue a set of agreed upon objectives needed while remaining independent organizations. As in the book, Think and Grow Rich, it says, the mastermind may be defined as coordination of knowledge and effort in the spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of definite desire. Economic advantages may be created by people who surround themselves with the counsel, with the advice, and the personal cooperation of the group of the people who are willing to lend them wholehearted aid in a spirit of perfect harmony. So your understanding of this great truth may definitely determine your financial status in life, end quote.
Mm-hmm.
So what would this look like? If we take a look at our community, we see division between the groups. This is not necessarily a bad thing because we learn even more history, truth, and culture from each and every group. It's difficult to break into new markets. If one person moves into a market, it could take years or even decades to get there successfully. But what happens if the group creates a strategic alliance, whether it's purchasing advertising from another YouTuber's channel to invite people to your site, or to purchase your products and services, or forming new corporations? Forming a strategic alliance will put an end to the scammers in our community, because everything would be in writing. There would be defined dates and the amount of time that it would take for the project to be completed. And if that investment is not completed to the satisfaction of all parties, then that person or corporation will suffer the consequences. So everyone is held accountable. There's no reason to trust anyone, because everything is documented. You don't have to go off somebody's word saying, "Oh, bro, you trust me, right?" Like, we boys and we girls and stuff, we ain't got to do all that. We put everything into we document everything, and the community has access to this information, and so they can see who did their part, who didn't do their part, who needs to step it up, who needs to get kicked out, who needs to suffer the consequences, whatever. It's community based. A good example of a power strategic alliance is obviously 5000elite.com. And if any of my subscribers are watching right now and don't know about 5000 Elite on the Black Domestic Discipline live feed, go there and check it out, because there's a lot of good information there. And so for any of my DDers who don't know about it, it's an organization dedicated to changing humanity of networking and building independent businesses throughout the world with efficiency and consistency. So the mission is simple: caring through sharing. 5000 Elite focuses on economic and financial growth of humanity, changing lives with empowerment, intelligence, through innovation, technology, and science, and much, much more. So if you guys want more detailed information, go there. You can actually view the business plan. Everything's spelled out for you. So I bought my stock in the company. I received my stock confirmation, and I received my company email address. So go check that out. But back to the example of forming a powerful alliance is through, another way to do it is through subscription advertising. So here on YouTube, the community can utilize subscription advertising while we continue to teach and spread knowledge. YouTube takes a lot of energy. You create all these videos just to get flagged down and lose your advertising. Through subscription advertising, it doesn't matter how much YouTube demonetizes you. You will still make revenue from the advertisement you place in your videos. So you place these ads in your videos and you get paid for them through subscription. So that's how basically YouTube monetization works. You make a YouTube video, and then YouTube places ads on your videos. When somebody clicks on it, you get paid. With subscription advertising, I send you my ad. For instance, say I subscribe through the subscription agency to King Vortex, right? He receives my ad and my payment with every video that King Vortex makes, or at least the ones that I pay for that are in rotation based off of my monthly payment of, let's say, just $10 a month. His audience is able to view a snippet of my content and vice versa. So of course, the more advertisers you get, and the more advertisers you get, the larger the audience you have, the more you may have to charge monthly for it to keep it fair for everybody. But we're not trying to break the bank, because there's power in numbers. So we can literally probably just do this with $1 a month. And if we have like 1 million people, that's $1 million a month, you know? But here you have it. If you are a smaller channel, you probably charge a smaller fee a month. But of course, to really make money from it, you would have to have a lot of advertisers. Not only that, to make it worth the while of your advertisers, you will have to do more work. So this will inspire the smaller YouTube channels to upload more valuable content more frequently and grow the audience. But this is an automatic revolving charge that will happen every month. So either way, there is another way. Okay, so that's one way. There's another way we could unite the different tribes that we have here in our community to where it can benefit everybody. It doesn't matter if I agree with all of everything you say or not. You know, we're not going to agree on everything, but we can agree on wealth building. That's the one thing that we need to unite under. It doesn't matter about the Hebrew Israelite, the indigenous, all that. It don't matter. This way, if you agree with the opinions, okay, so you remember when we used to watch TV and we used to see those videos, and before the advertisements came on, they said something like, the advertisers, I can't remember how they exactly said it. The advertisers, we may not necessarily agree with the views and opinions of the advertisers on this program or the sponsors on this program. You remember that? They would place a little disclaimer. The views and opinions of our sponsors don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of CBS. You know what I'm saying? But or whatever the company may be. So we can place that there. We don't have to agree on everything. The point is we can all get paid, just like they got paid, just like how they came up. So you heard, I don't know if y'all heard about the lady last week that went on YouTube. She went to YouTube headquarters and started shooting up the place. I think she shot like 3 people. That's what I heard. And she allegedly she did it because her channel was demonetized after all of her hard work uploading all these videos. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's all gone. So apparently she depended on YouTube for a major chunk of her revenue. So subscription advertising puts the power of these large corporations and YouTube into the power of the people. And that brings me back to blockchain, which is another powerful alliance between the community. And with blockchain, I'm trying to keep this as basic as possible. I don't want to confuse anybody or lose anybody. But with blockchain, basically being a giant global ledger, what is a ledger? It's basically recording information, transactions, data, people. It's recording anything that's important that matters. So we can use blockchain to record these transactions, especially once we create our own digital currency. It's going to be so revolutionary. But blockchain is another reason why we are working on creating our own internet, which is basically just a network of computers and servers. But the miners that we are creating will compete to solve difficult mathematical problems, like based on cryptographic algorithm. So everything's in crypto, but the solutions will be found in what's called POW, or proof of work. This proves that the miner did spend a lot of time and resources to solve the problem. When the problem is solved, the transactions contained are considered confirmed, and the transactions can be spent. Okay, so back to the topic. The purpose of me sharing this information is to get people into the right state of mentality, to get them on board mentally first, just so they can see how much power we really have, regardless of the tribe or the religion or the historical beliefs. There is no way that we should give up on this revenue stream that is so powerful. YouTube knows how powerful this revenue stream is, but it does get frustrating when we're making $5,000 a month just in YouTube ad revenue alone. And then we wake up one day and we see that red email, doomsday, you know that red email that says everything's in red. Your YouTube account has been terminated. Dun, dun, dun. And then your heart drops. And then you're like, well, how the hell am I going to pay my bills for the next month? I've been dependent on this YouTube revenue for so long. But with this particular alliance, we can keep our money in our pockets and never have to worry about some rich, crazy, racist pulling the plug on our ad revenue. And I mean, just take me, for instance. I was making about $1,000 a month. This is just off one viral video. This was consistent. It was consistent for about 5 or 6 months. And then all of a sudden, crickets. So using our blockchain technology, we can keep everyone paid and honest and transparent, which reminds me, I would like to request a meeting or conference with you and Ty Data like ASAP concerning 5,000 lead and subscription advertising, if you don't mind. I know you're a busy man, but
yeah, we can arrange that. That's not a problem.
Yeah. So, and then also, like I told you before, I would like to dedicate a small segment of this show to a young lady who is a part of Black domestic discipline community, and just want the people to hear her story and why her and her husband decided to start practicing domestic discipline, you know, to possibly help any other marriages out there who can benefit from this. So she wanted to call into the show tonight, but she had to work. So we did a recorded interview. If we have time to play that, that'd be good. It would, so yeah, I don't know. Did you have, what do you think about the alliance?
Man, I think alliances are great. You know, I'm all for alliances. That's basically kind of what 5,000 Elite becomes kind of organically. What you were saying about the subscriptions, I didn't quite get. You're saying like we start. I didn't quite get how.
Okay, all right. The subscriptions. You know how YouTube works. With YouTube, hold on one second. Let me clear this up. Desktop. Okay, with YouTube, it's basically the same thing. They're depending on their sponsors, these corporations, Pepsi, all these big companies, Coca-Cola, to pay for views. They want eyeballs. So if we are YouTubers in our community, we need eyeballs as well. We need to get the word out. So that's when we pay. We skip the middleman. With the YouTube is the middleman. So we skip that and we go straight to the people. So I would subscribe, basically I would subscribe straight to you, or I would subscribe straight to any other YouTuber through the service. And
where's the service coming from?
Well, that's why we have to have the meeting. The service would be coming through subscription advertising.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. But the point is, we're doing exactly what YouTube is doing, except we're keeping the money in our pockets. And we're basically sharing each other's audience.
So you would basically, we would all, so if someone say was to subscribe to Vortex Media, you mean this would be other YouTubers that would subscribe, and then everybody would like pay $1?
Well, they would, yeah. I mean, it depends on the audience, because you have small audiences, you have large audience. Obviously, the more eyeballs that are watching your content or watching your advertising, you would probably have to pay a little bit more, maybe $20, $30 more or something like that. So it's keeping it.
Selling your own advertising, basically.
You're basically selling your own advertisement, but there's going to be a hub to where you can go and find like-minded content. And it's really hard. I kind of want to say Black YouTube, but I can't say that because, you know, Black is not really a nationality. I want to say
Aboriginal.
I want to say Aboriginal, but then a lot of people don't get Aboriginal. They just don't understand it yet. So all they know is just Black, and some people there's just so many identities that we have. I'd rather just skip it and just say our community, because it gets people into arguing and fussing about who we are as a people. And that's important. We should be talking about that. But right now, when we're building resources and coming together and uniting financially, there's just no time for that bickering and arguing. To me, it's not.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's kind of no way to get around that. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to get with the people of like minds. You know what I mean? I've come to the conclusion that, you know, every everybody is just not on the same wavelength. So I definitely feel what you're saying. And those that feel it, those are the ones who form alliances, the ones who have the mentality.
I mean, in the Aboriginal community, yes, that is perfect. That's perfect. But on a greater scale, what are these people doing? What are all of these so-called Black people doing? They're getting on here, they're making content, and they're growing audiences. Some of them will never be able to identify with Aboriginal. At this point, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that we're all subscribed and promoting each other's content through the paid subscription. So while it seems like we're so divided amongst each other, we're actually united. We're united through wealth building. I probably can show it better than I can say it. So that's why before I go deeper into that, I'll just wait till we have the conference call or whatever. Yeah. I'm not trying to give out too much information about that.
Right. You can't.
But I do want to play this. Oh my goodness, I want to play this video. Well, I want you guys to hear this girl who practices domestic discipline, if you don't mind us playing that.
Oh no, not at all. Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. Well, no, you haven't shared it yet.
I'm trying to share it, but goodness gracious. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share it.
Shout out to King Netcher, to the King Netcher show. What's up, man? King Netcher, the builder. Shout out to Aboriginal TV. And no, soup bone black is not fine. We're getting definitely far away from that term. At least over here.
Yeah, we need to. That's the thing. We need to. All right. Here it goes. Because black is just, it's like just describing something. It's not real. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not real. Oh my God, there's so much going on here.
All right, see your screen.
Okay. Give me a second.
Yeah, Aboriginal TV, we are taking over, man. Old Mac Nation's taking over, man. 5,000 elite too.
You know, but it's like, you know, some people are just ignorant. They just don't realize that we cannot be calling ourselves black. I don't even know what that is. Where's the video? Sorry, I'm gonna get it together. I promise.
Take your time.
I promise.
Welcome to the Vortex Media Show tonight with Queen Shaya Black Domestic Discipline. How to form powerful alliances, and that's what we're doing through 5,000 Elite and the Old Mac Nation Warriors. If you have yet to go and join the Old Mac Nation website, go to oldmacnation.ning.com. Also, check out 5000elite.com.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep. All right, playing it now. I hope you guys can hear good.
All right, so I'm listening to your story. Go ahead. We wasted money after money just down the drain. And it got to a point where it's like, look, either you're gonna do school or you're not gonna do school. And I was like, I'm not gonna do school. And he's like, you need to do school. You know, you're gonna need it. You know, you're young. Do it now. And so he re-enrolled me. He was like, stop if you want to and see what happens. And my mouth gets me every time. Like I don't care. Like I'll just pop off at the mouth and just, you know, just like he was a friend. You know what I mean? Like you're arguing with a friend. You know, it's somebody you really truly don't actually really care about.
How old is he?
He's 37.
He's 37, so he's 17 years older than you. Okay. That's kind of similar to my situation. My husband, he's 14 years older than me.
Yes. I it. I love older men. I love that he's older than me. He's a lot stable in mindset and just ways, you know.
You know how to take care of the business, take care of the bills and the household and stuff like that. They're more mature.
They know exactly. They know what they're doing. Exactly. He knows exactly what he's doing. When I got sick, he's okay, we're gonna do this, and this. He knew how to talk to my boss and, you know, arrange my PTO when I was just like, how do I fill this out? Don't I just tell him I can't come in for a couple of days?
So did you bring domestic discipline to him or did he bring it to you?
He brought it to me. So one day have you seen that meme going around that says, hey babe, I spent a certain amount of money, and the guy's like, we better put it the fuck back?
No, I didn't see that one, but that's funny.
I'm gonna have to send you that one. That was us. I had went a little overboard on money. And currently I'm not working. I'm in school and he's the only person with an income. So I got home, I had all my shopping bags, and he was just like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, like I should have some really good deals at JCPenney's and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's hard to find stuff in my size. And he's like, yeah, I know, babe, but how much did you spend? Because, you know, he sees all these shopping bags, you know, and a lot of shopping bags mean a lot of money. And, you know, it's JCPenney, so it's not like it's Walmart. And he saw that bill and he said, we can't afford this. You need to return it. I was like, no, I want all this stuff. I can't return any of it. I price checked. This is okay. We'll be okay. And he was like, no, we won't be okay. We have rent due. We have the light bill due. We have to pay your doctor. We have to get you some new asthma medicine. Are you kidding me? And I literally threw a fit like a kid. And he stepped up to me and said, if you're going to act like a kid, I'm going to treat you like a kid. And I said, I cussed at him. I know I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to say exactly what I said. But it was a few cuss words. And I told him to screw off. And he grabbed me, he sat on the bed, and he put me over his knee, and he spanked me like I was a child. I was so shocked.
Wait, all right, so how did he find out about domestic discipline?
It was already known that he grew up in a head of the household family. My dad's the boss, yada, yada, yada. You know, the dad's the boss, you have to say, but my word is final veto. You know? So he's known about that. He's, you know.
Did you take the clothes back?
Hell yeah. Every single last thing I took back.
I mean, he does have a point. Like, there's certain things we have to take care of. We can't just go crazy and with our money.
And see, so now I have a budget. I have $200 in groceries each week and $100 for me. So you can spend $100 on yourself. And he's like, and what he means by yourself is like, if I want to go get my nails done, my hair, you know, that $100 now. Of course, we all know hair costs more than $100. So what I would do is buy my hair 1 week, and then the next week go get it done.
That's good. Budgeting. So
yeah, I'm not trying to die.
Right. I mean, it's just smart. So, like, how did you find out about Black domestic discipline?
Well, I keep, like you said, I feel like I'm the only one. It's like when we go places and we go with our friends, I kind of sometimes get a little, how do I say, mouthy, and he like grabs my thigh, and like I kind of tense up. You know, like, let me stop before when we get home, I'm in trouble. And they would just all look at me like, girl, why did you stop talking? And it's like, I'll stop talking for health reasons, like, you know, for safety. I'll stop talking for my safety. That's why I stopped talking.
That's priceless. How long have you been practicing domestic discipline?
For 2 years now. this year was when he we do it, but I've tried not to, over agitate him. So we don't do it as much as some people would think. Like, oh, every little thing you get in trouble for? No. He's not a sadist. He doesn't get anything out of it. Right. That's what all my friends are thinking. They're like, oh, he's abusing you. It's abuse. And I'm like, no, not really. I mean, just like, your child acts up. What are you going to do?
And then they always come with this thing, oh, well, you're not a child. And we're like, of course we're not a child, but sometimes we have childlike behaviors because we haven't grown up with both parents in the household. Some of us haven't. And so it's like, sometimes we do act like a child. We do need to be disciplined, just like you would spank a child. And so that's truth right there. And it keeps us balanced and it keeps us together. That's what they're not getting.
Man, if I go mouth off on my husband, he'll give me a look in the morning and he'll be like, please, not tonight. And if I continue going, okay, drop your panties, come here. And at first in the beginning, I would fight him tooth and nail over it. But now I find myself sometimes asking, be like, babe, I had a bad day. I don't want to take it out on you. And I just pin up anger, spank me. And I'll go get the hairbrush or the wind spoon or whatever. And he'll do it.
Well, that's interesting. I have some.
Yeah.
It's like that's interesting. I've never. That's very interesting. And that seemed like that would save you a lot of drama. Like me, sometimes I get caught in my ego and I'm just like, instead of asking him, I'll just like kind of throw a fit. Yeah, do something. And it's like, it's so childish, but I'm working on that. I'm not trying to be like that for my whole life. I want to be mature. I want to control my emotions and my bad habits and, don't drink too much and control yourself when you have a drink.
Lord Jesus, those bad habits. I am a junk food junkie and I don't eat. And that's one of the best, like, if you ask me right now, what's the main thing you get a whooping for? That right there. He'll come home and he'll be like, what'd you eat for the day? And man, sometimes I cry because I know I'm gonna get a spanking, and then I just cry. He asks me that, and then he won't ask me anything else. He'll just spank me because he knows. We've gotten to the point where we know each other. He knows. I didn't eat nothing today except a bag of hot Cheetos, a case of Twinkies. I'm just
oh my God. Oh my God, that's horrible. Man, but that's real though. Like the bad, like me, I'm not really a food person. I'll have some vegetables or whatever, but I don't have to eat. I will drink some wine though. I will do that. And then if I don't stop, I get in trouble by him. So that's what I'm working with right there, keeping some more balance as far as the intake. But that's good. Any kind of discipline is good. There's areas they're all different for everybody. Like you need help with your mouth and with the school and food, and I need help with my mouth with my wine, and so yeah.
And a lot of people, they find it weird. One of my friends, me and her, like I said, I'm young. I'm much younger than my husband, so turn up is different, as you should, I'm still in my prime age, as he likes to say. So when I want to go out and do stuff, it's how he would have, got out and do stuff years ago. And so one of my friends, I'm not allowed to see her anymore unless it's, kind of supervised.
Me either.
Because she's a bad influence. One time, he had told me, don't go out with her. He's like, for real, you have 2 in the morning. Every time you go out with her, you come back fucked up. And you're not even supposed to be drinking. You're not 21 yet. He's like, can you wait a year, please? And he's like, if you get locked up for a day's drinking, he's like, I'm going to do something that you're going to regret. And you're going to hate me for. Let me just tell you, if I station, but he's gonna beat my ass in the police station.
Oh my God, this is priceless. That's hilarious.
I'm not even being any type of funny. He told me that. He was like, "You're not 21 yet." He's like,
Well,
if you do it, then I'm gonna be forced to take drastic measures.
yeah, I'm not allowed to hang out anymore because I used to do it like all night, and then there is some girlfriends I can't hang around them. Like, I can talk to him on the phone every now and then, but going out is not even, unless we go out together. Because he's like, he doesn't want to see me in jail. He doesn't want to see me drunk out of my mind, other men taking advantage of me. And it's like, if you think about it, you can go out with your husband and have just as much fun, if not more.
Yeah. Well, that lovely night, I ignored him. I was like, I'm going to go out. I'm not going to tell my husband. I'm going to just tell him I went to a study group. Don't laugh at me. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't play with me. That's what the text message said. Don't play with me. Ain't no study group this long. Get your ass home. I said, oh, I'm on my way.
Oh, Lord.
I walk in, she walk in with me. She's drunker than a skunk. I'm drunker than a skunk.
Oh my God. It's really not funny, but it's funny because I've been in the same situation. Go ahead.
And he grabbed me and he spanked me right in front of my friend. And she was just so shocked. And he was not, like, when I say he whooped me like I stole something. I'm sorry, but yeah, like, he whooped me like I stole something. Like, it was like, dang. And my friend, she just looked, and he's like, you need one of these too. He said, I'm sick and tired of you trying to tear it down and doing, y'all are just not right for each other. He said, if y'all want to hang out, cool. I know y'all's friendship is before me. Wonderful. I love that my baby got a really good friend. But no, you're not about to drag her down. He's like, she's a straight A student.
Wow.
He's like, y'all can hang out in this house when I'm around. Y'all can hang out in this house after I'm off work. He's like, but you are not. He's like, but you are not allowed to see her without being supervised. He said, this is ridiculous. My friend, I have not talked to her in 3 months.
That's good. I think it's good for you because, I mean, it's good for me. I've saved a lot of money since I stopped hanging out with my girlfriend. I stayed sober, or decent amount of sobriety since away from her. I haven't been in the streets. I haven't, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it goes so deeper than that. She's a cocaine person and the pill thing. So she's the functional drug addict. Those could be the most dangerous ones because, yeah, she pays her bills. She looks good. She holds down a household. She takes care of kids. You would never know this girl snorts cocaine. You would never know it. But I just don't. You know, when you wake up and really listen to what your husband's saying, some of that stuff could possibly rub off on you, even though you're not even into that type of stuff. It's just good not to be around it.
Right, and I'm not. I told him, I said, I understand. I was so mad at him for like 2 days after that. I said, I cannot believe you put me in front of somebody. And he was like, you deserved it. I told you specifically, don't go out with her. And what do? He's like, you did not just go out with her. You lied to me and told me you was out studying. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Wait, okay, yeah, I did lie. I did one of the major things. I lied.
But the public discipline thing, somebody had asked me if he disciplines me in public or around people. I've been verbally disciplined in public by him, but so far not spanking wise. He usually waits till he gets home or a private setting. But I mean, in that situation, I don't see really anything wrong with that. It was in the privacy of his own home, you know. But
my husband don't care. He don't care who's around. He's even told me, your parents are here, good, you know, or if his parents are here, especially if his parents, he really don't care if his parents are around because his mom, you know, that's how he was raised around. So I try to be on my extra P's and Q's with his parents around because he don't care. I act up, wherever I act up, he get down. So
did his parents live in a domestic discipline relationship?
Yes.
They still practice to this day?
Yes, and they're, you know, good in their 60s, 70s, because my husband is 37.
Oh, wow. So they've been married for how many years?
A long time. I can't tell you, because I don't know, to be honest. But I know they've been married at least till he was 5. At least, I know they weren't married when he was born. So I would say when he was 5 years old.
Dang, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, there's so much to talk to you about. I feel like we're already at 20 minutes, and I just feel like we just got started.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Oh, my God.
I just,
Yeah, so that's her right there. That's my girl.
Okay. The domestic discipline fraternity is growing and growing, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was she had a whole nother take. Interesting. I guess everyone's experience is a little different with the domestic.
It is a little different. You know, there's not one single way to do domestic discipline. Everybody's different. And so everybody needs discipline. Well, a lot of us females, we need discipline. It could be, like she said, bad eating habits, or for staying out all night with the drunk friend, the drunk girlfriend that gets you in trouble, or spending money. Like she said, she went shopping at JCPenney's and spent up a lot of money that she shouldn't have did. So she got disciplined for that. And it's a process. It's not on some BDSM thing where it's like a fetish and you're just being spanked because you like to be spanked. No, it's just that you really need help with control and discipline.
Right.
Not everybody can get that as a young. Some people are blessed enough to have the mother and the father in the household, and they're blessed enough to be disciplined, but a lot of people aren't. A lot of women aren't.
Yeah. Somebody said something about make the child statement again. Said, she is not your child. She is your helpmeet / wife. If she does something does not please
and I agree with that comment. The wife is the helpmate.
You don't beat her like a child. You edify her, educate her, lead her. It sounds more like abuse.
I agree with her. Well, I'm assuming that's a female saying that. I agree with that person on the fact that the wife is the helpmate. Mm-hmm. We are equals, but in some circumstances, we might need a little help that we never got before.
Right.
Through discipline, yeah.
So you're all about the patriarchy, right?
Of course. I'd be crazy not to be. There's power in that.
Really? I don't know what it is, but even a lot of men now are talking about matriarchy. What's
simps or men?
I don't know. What do you call them? I don't. It's just like this ideology that, you know, the whole thing about the feminine power is the dominant power, you know.
Femininity is very powerful. We're very emotional, creative beings. we have a lot to bring to the table. So yeah, we should be looked at as goddess or lordess or the queen. We should be looked at as that. There's nothing wrong with that. But when your queen is stomping all over you, stealing your money, beating your ass, cussing you out, disrespecting you, if you put up with that or promote that, then in my eyes you're a simp. Or if you're an abusive man, you're a simp. Abusive means like punching in the eye, punching in the face, and harming the woman, throwing her down the steps, pulling her hair out, throwing her down to the ground. That's abuse. Discipline is just simply spanking on the ass. If a child can make it through discipline, then grown ass women can make it through discipline. But there has to be consequences for bad actions.
There you have it, y'all. That's the wisdom from Black Domestic Discipline. Again, y'all should always stresses that it's not for everybody. You know,
it's not.
It may not be for you, but at least people should. It's getting tired when people keep talking about abuse and stuff like that. It's like you done went over this 100 times. This is two consenting adults, but people still sometimes use words like abuse. Like someone just wrote, "That's the gateway to abuse." Have we learned?
Well, how do we know that? We in our generation, in our lifetime, we haven't tried domestic discipline. Yeah, abuse is heavy in our community, and so if we find a way to not be abusive but still give the discipline, then to me that's a winner. It's a solution.
It says, have we not learned from the 70s? It's been done before, but got out of hand.
There's a time and a place for everything. And right now there's a time for discipline within our community. It's all a circle. It all goes around and around. Okay. This is nothing that's new. Once you learn the way the universe works, the way good and evil works, the way up and down works, the way that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Once you learn the way that works, there's certain things that you're going to have to do. If you're going to want to rule your own nation, you have to be disciplined. This is the men and the women. You have to give up something. When you ask for something, you have to give up something. And right now we have to, as I don't want to say Black women, as Aboriginal women, we have to give up something to get what we really want.
Let me, if you were to talk right now to some of the fellas who wholly believe, because like I said, it's not just women in matriarchy. If you was having a conversation and you wanted to convince them differently in terms of how they think, in terms of how, patriarchy is what's really popping, what would you say? What would you say to my man Aboriginal TV? Because he constantly stresses how, the woman is I don't know, is the dominant god, something like that. Like, I mean, as a woman, if you was what would your argument against that be?
Well, patriarchy is just simply owning and controlling your own economics. You're producing products to the whole world. You're owning your own land. You're edifying your own women and putting them in a light as they're the most beautiful creatures in the world, or the most, you're edifying your own beauty of who you're, the images. It goes back to the positive images of people who look like us. Patriarchy is having the father and the mother in the home and raising the children in a healthy environment. It's also building empires leaving something for your children to come back. Like, you're leaving an empire, you're leaving wealth to your child. This is, when I look at patriarchy, this is what I see. But I don't see it's like either way it goes, you're going to be living in the patriarchy. Right now, we're living in the white man's patriarchy. And so we can achieve this stuff for ourselves, but we have to look at ourselves as builders. So we have to start from the scratch and have faith and build upwards to having a real nation. And that's what patriarchy is. It's just simply respecting the mother and the father. It's that simple.
So you can't do all of that under matriarchy?
Well, didn't we try that? Like, matriarchy is when the woman is in the household. I was brought up in matriarchy, so I can tell anybody about matriarchy. I was raised in a matriarchic household where my mom ran the shit. She paid the bills. She gave the rules. She created the whole culture and history, which was basically just Christianity. I mean, it was like nothing that really made us feel like we had an important identity in the world. And so that's why a lot of us were fighting with each other growing up, shooting and killing each other, because a lot of us were born into this matriarchy. And so you see where that ends. That ends us up in jail, in whorehouses, dead, broke, any kind of hell that you can think of. That's what it brings us to. So for somebody to push matriarchy, like, I just don't understand that. I'm trying to figure out if that's really an Aboriginal person, or is it just like a troll who's trying to break up our community?
Oh man. Nah, I think it's been something that's just been permeating through the community, started by a few people. Someone says my tribe is matrilineal. Aboriginal TV, matrilineal is different from a patriarch or a matriarch. Matrilineal is just dealing with genetics and inheritance. But Aboriginal TV, if you want to come on and have a discussion, that would be interesting to have a discussion with Yashel.
Yeah, let's explain that for real.
I'll send you the link, my brother. That'll be interesting. I've never seen a male argue with, or have a conversation with a female about matriarchy. That would be interesting. So if you want me to send you the link, man, send me your email address, or anybody. And I told you, I've been trying to find a contender with Yashel, but all the women are still shook.
Oh, do you have the lines open, the phone lines? I know you usually do that, or no?
Yeah, I can do it on the phone line too. Aboriginal TV said, "Yeah, you waiting for the? What's your email? Do I have? Let me see if I get your email still in here."
Okay, real quick before I do that, I have to give a shout out. This is my first time doing a functional live stream on my channel with your live stream. And so I just have to give a shout out to Water Sniper. He's been there from day one. I have to get it. Ratchet Kingdom. Ratchet Kingdom in the building. Kendrick Celestin. Junie Zone. Ian Williams. And the guy from the Six. They're in the chat right now listening to this. So I just had to give them shout outs for being here. I really appreciate the support. They've always supported me since day one, since last year when I first started Black Domestic Discipline in January of last year.
That's what's up. That's what up. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for tuning into the Dark Lordess. And yeah, Aboriginal TV, you should have the link by now to come in so you can get this work. And like I said, I've been trying to find a fee. I don't know that I don't know why you're so intimidated, but they sometimes make comments, but no, there has yet to been a female yet to face Yashel on this subject. They made comments, say it's abuse, this and that. It's all about matriarchy, you're pushing this stuff. But they have yet to step up and have a face-to-face discussion with the lioness.
Rawr. No, but seriously, I'm like for real, I'm humble. Like if you shut me down, you just shut me down. If I don't have nothing else to say, then you won. But we need to not be afraid to have open dialogue, and we need to be honest. And yeah, truth hurts. I get it. Like people tell me that I have daddy issues. I tell them, of course I have daddy issues. I didn't have a father in the household. He was in and out, selling drugs, in the streets, cheating on my mom. It just was so dysfunctional. So of course I will admit, you don't have to say, oh, Yashel is exposed. She has daddy issues. No, I'm exposing that. I'm telling you that I have daddy issues. My solution to that is Black domestic discipline. If you have a better solution that works, and don't give me that counseling bullshit. I don't want to hear go get on some medication. I don't want to hear go to church, go see Jesus. I don't want to hear none of that. If you don't have a real solution, then just don't. Just stop. Just stop.
Yes. It looks like Aboriginal TV has joined us, Yashel. Shout out to Aboriginal TV. What's up?
Y'all got good feedback on my audio?
You sound all right.
Okay, peace to the sister. Peace, queen.
Peace, King. You are a little low on my end.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
How that sound right there?
I can hear you. I think we can go with this.
Okay, cool. All right. So what y'all want? What was the y'all want me to clear up my perspective on matriarchal and patriarchal?
Please.
Okay, so this is how it was brought to me through meditation, and this is how I live my life and what I subscribe to. So when I say matriarch, right? When we talk about matriarchal and that we've already done this before in the past with previous generations, I don't think that's a really good perspective, because it wasn't truly a matriarch when this was done. Okay, this was done with women outside, with women having families without a man present for the majority of, you know what I'm saying, the time period. So that's not a true matriarch. When I say matriarchal, I'm saying that both sides have equal say in the relationship, but the woman is the leader, is the head. Just like if we were saying in the Bible, the man is the head and the woman should follow, and the da-da-da. It's just the same thing. It's the same perspective, except I'm just saying that the woman should be renowned and respected as the giver of life, as the originator, as the basis, as the foundation. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say matriarch, I'm not saying that the women just run shit and they just do what the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because that's what it sounds like.
No. What I'm saying is the women are the base or the foundation. So the sisterhood, the group of the women, they are the foundation of the tribe or the nation. Not to say that they run everything or they are, they go.
So you're saying the woman is the head of the household?
Yes. Well, no. They're both the head. We're both the head.
No.
I think the woman is the head or the leader. How about that? Is the leader, but nobody is ahead of anyone. How about that? No one is a.
Then okay. So then let's just say.
That's what I mean when I say that.
All right, I'll let you finish.
Oh no, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
When you say that the woman and the man need to be the head of the household, right? You're basically saying in so many words that there's no hierarchy. Basically, everybody runs it. So it could go anyway. It could be completely batshit crazy, totally chaotic. Because if the woman and the man don't agree on something, then they go head to head. That what you're describing is a matriarchy to a certain extent. Now, when you go into saying that the woman should be respected, the woman is the foundation, the woman is the basis, of course she is. That's the whole thing I've been preaching the whole time. But a matriarchy is when the woman runs the household. There's nothing wrong with the woman running the household, but there is a hierarchy to where the man could possibly have the last say in any given situation. She has to respect.
I agree with you on that part, but the last say is like kind of saying, well, it doesn't really matter what the hell she says because overall he has the last say. We're saying the same thing. Don't get me wrong. We agree on a lot of the same concepts. We're saying the same thing basically. All I'm saying is when both parties know each other's role, there is no need of a hierarchy. See what I'm saying? When the relationship is in proper balance, there's no need to enforce or to discipline your other party because each party already knows their role.
When there's a situation like that to where everybody knows their roles, I agree with you. There's no need for discipline. But if there is a queen who's with a king who had lack of discipline in her life, who else is she going to go to for the discipline? She can't just go call up her parents and be like, Mommy and Daddy, can we start this childhood thing over again? Can you discipline me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like let's just say she has queen ideas. She's holding it down for the most part. She's holding down her family, her children. She just needs a little help with her mouth, being very bossy, because women like us, we're very dominating in the relationship. And so when you say matriarchy, I'm thinking that we're just dominating everything and we're running it. And I think that's what a lot of other people are thinking as well. And there's nothing wrong with us being dominating women. It's just that sometimes we need to be refocused, and we need to be humble to our men. We don't need to be cussing them out. We don't need to be stealing their money. We don't need to be doing hanging out all night, getting drunk, acting a damn fool. We're still queens. Don't get us wrong, but there is some issues that need to be dealt with. And so the queens, they sometimes need to be spanked. Like King Vortex said, this is not for everybody, but for us queens, we will dominate men who talk about, oh, the woman needs to run the household. It needs to be a matriarchy and she needs to be treated as an equal. Yeah, that sounds great, but we will take our equality and we will dominate with our equality. You don't want that.
Let me interject. This also might be coming off from a different perspective because I'm coming from a polygamous standpoint as well, right? So you're talking about a monogamous relationship, and you're talking about a man and a woman, but I'm talking about a nation, building a nation, a polygamous relationship where there's multiple women. When you have multiple women, and you see what I'm saying, then there's other people to discipline or checks and balances. It's not just about, you know what I'm saying, one or another. Now you have a community, or if both of y'all are tripping, now you have another party to interject and bring back the frequency to base level. So maybe that's why, you know.
Okay. Okay, that explains it. That makes sense to me.
We agree on everything. You see what I'm saying? It's just I'm looking at it from a different. I'm a polygamist. Like I got.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when I say the woman should run shit, I'm not saying my wives, they just tell me what to do and I just hop and do backflips and shit. No, it's just that I know that they have a better grasp on what's responsibility on the foundation, on what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? I know my role is to support them in whatever it needs to make the family or the tribe be successful. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not just saying the woman should just be able to run all over nigga.
That's what I was thinking.
You gotta have a man strong enough to know when it's time to discipline or when it's time to fall back. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, you can't, if you're in a polygamous relationship, you don't have time and energy to spank every single woman. Like one woman got to have her shit together. You know what I'm saying? Which in that situation, that should be considered the queen bee. So that makes sense now that you told me that from that perspective, from polygamy. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's all I was trying to say. Like I said, we agree on a lot of things. I just wanted to come from this perspective because I'm thinking about nation building. That's why I'm trying to build a tribe. You know what I'm saying? And so I utilize polygamy as a way, and it wasn't me. It was actually my queens who brought this up. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it. I was kind of like, oh, hell no. Y'all not about to back me up in no fucking corner and have me fucking nah. But then when I came to the proper frequency and I understood that, like you said, there's power in numbers, there's strength in numbers. And I understand that the woman, she's the manifest of reality. So the more women, the more reality I can manifest. So all I got to do is play my role, you know what I'm saying, and bring down. And if shit get crazy, if they get to start to trying to run over shit, then I have to be at a high enough frequency.
My brother, those women, they put you under mind control, man.
You said they put you under mind control.
They got together and came up with a mind control scheme and convinced you, man. They got you, bro.
I was raised by the Aboriginal woman, nothing but women. So, you know what I'm saying? I was brainwashed from birth.
You gotta go. Did you watch my old show? I did a show on this. I told you, women are tyrants, man. They will get you.
Oh yeah, but see, this thing though, peep this, Lex. Though I don't have no issues, brother. Like I don't have the issues.
Nah, I know, man. I'm just messing with you,
that
man.
You would think that having multiple women would cause, but I decided to not lie to myself, not lie to my queens, and be honest and truth. And goddamn, I just accepted the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I might not be able to be in a monogamous relationship and truly give the woman what she deserves. So instead of just trying to be a Lifetime Movie Network nigga, I accepted who I was, and then that really changed me from lusting. It stopped me from wanting to fuck all these chicks out here because I have what I need at home. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, you probably got some special women. But go ahead, y'all.
Real quick, Aboriginal TV, I respect your views. If I could just give you just one tiny piece of advice, please don't use the word matriarchal, because what us women will do, there's just a picture in our mind that matriarchy means the woman is running shit and that y'all have no say so, that we will put your ass on child support, we'll call the police on you and just treat you like shit. And I just don't, maybe we can come up with a new word for what your movement is about, I agree with so much of what you're saying. I just don't want Aboriginal women to get confused about that, become with it. And then try to stomp you, try to take control of you. I don't want that.
Yeah, I agree, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. If that's, and you're the first lady I've actually spoken to give me that feedback on how it's received. You know what I'm saying? When I say the word matriarchal or whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? But usually when I explain it, most people understand it. You know what I'm saying? But after it takes that explanation, you know what I'm saying, before we can actually get to a common ground. But yeah, I think maybe I should try to use a better word or try to find something different. But yeah, we're going to create all these new terms and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But yeah, nothing but love. I just wanted to put that out there so that, you know what I'm saying, we had a better understanding. I'm coming from a perspective of a totally different, you know what I'm saying, level.
Right.
I'm coming from a polygamous perspective. So
man, keep it real, man. You got the 2 wives. You got to say that, man. Yo, you got some good game going on, my brother. That's why you got 2 wives. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matriarch out this beat. I probably you got 3 or 4 wives. Yeah, I'll probably be preaching matriarchy too.
But Lex, though, I came to this information before I actually even had these wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what really brought it home for me, because I lived it. Just like the sister said, I raised with women who ran shit. You know what I'm saying? Every person in my family is a strong Aboriginal woman. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen the tyranny that the women can have when they have a little power. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that. But I also learned that instead of trying to, you know what I'm saying, call them out or discipline on them, by simply uplifting them and simply trying to restore who they are, they kind of give me the leeway I need. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to battle with them about shit, because all I'm doing is loving you. If you fighting me for loving you, then fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you've never spanked a woman before Aboriginal TV?
No, I've never spanked a woman.
Not even just playing, not even sexual?
No, let me say this. I haven't spanked a woman, right? Me and my wife, we play fight all the time.
Oh, you play fight. That's actually more dangerous than spanking, but
we play.
No judgment.
They test me, so they make me assert my dominance, as you would like to say.
Of course, and that's why domestic discipline is a safe way to do that. Play fighting can turn into real serious fighting, and so that's all I'm saying. Just take a look at domestic discipline. It's a lot safer than play fighting, that's for sure.
I feel you. I'll look into that. I ain't never been in no spanking or that like that.
Yeah.
You know, us people, we loving people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that sounds nice on the surface, and I admire you for that. But at the same time, we need to keep our community safe from domestic violence, and we need to move into a safer form of discipline, which is domestic discipline. So
right, and you gotta understand also that in a perfect world, we wouldn't need nothing. So I think Yashel was talking about medicine. Like this, she said it's not for everybody, but you know, if you're in a relationship like yourself or some other people, and they're just the perfectly healthy people, but we know that's not the case with a lot of us and a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? They're not so. You know, it's a prescription, I think. You know, I think people think that Yashel is saying, everybody do this. Start tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If you are a woman, from what I give Yashel, who may not have had the, best life upbringing that made you a totally healthy person who respects men, then you might need to get your ass spanked. I think that's the message, right, Yashel?
Exactly. And as you heard the Black woman on the show, or Aboriginal, I gotta stop saying black. But you heard her from her own words that she knows domestic discipline is what's going to keep. This is not no play type thing where we just playing around with words and playing around with fetishes and playing around with spankings. This is real nation building. So it needs to be respected. And I'll bring some more women on the show too, if you want me to, King Vortex. But
I got a question real quick. So with the Black domestic discipline, right? So when you speak in is it basically the concept of a man being able to understand when his woman is kind of stepping out of pocket and is able to bring her back to base level, basically with that discipline? Is that basically the whole concept of it?
It's basically about the fact that most women are lost right now. They have good intentions. They want to build. It's just they don't know how because they're simply lost. Now, when these women are with a good man, and please listen to me when I say a good, responsible man who takes care of his family, puts his family first, puts God first, that man is in a position to be able to discipline his wife. Yes. Now, if we're talking about some simps or some thugs out on the street selling drugs and missing for 3 and 4 days, you don't know where the hell they at. We ain't talking about them. They don't have the right to put their fucking hands on us. We're talking about the righteous men, the godly men.
I feel you. I agree with that. That's pretty much the same thing I teach too. You know what I'm saying? And from what I'm getting from a lot of the women now, that women are ready. You know what I'm saying? Women are literally at the point where they are so ready, and they're just waiting on us to fucking be men and step in our role. And that's kind of what I'm doing as well with my family and my tribe. I'm trying to step in my role as a man and be the foundation and be the you know what I'm saying, that equalizer. That's what I'm trying to do.
You know what? And I think what you're doing, Aboriginal TV, I think what you're doing it in your own original way. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're nation building and I'm nation building in my own way. And so I think that's why we agree on a lot of stuff, because we're both doing the work. We're just doing it in different kind of ways. And so I think that, I don't live in a polygamous relationship. It would be great. It would be more help for me around the household. I wouldn't have to cook as much, clean as much. I wouldn't have to work as much because we have a whole bunch of women who can come together and do this. They can do homeschooling together. But my husband he doesn't want to have another Yashel. He like Yashel is enough for him. And so, but I'm not against that.
Could you deal with that though, Yashel? I mean, you must not be a person who needs a lot of attention, because I mean, a lot of women desire a lot of attention. If another woman is in the house, or could you deal with, losing maybe half the time that you spend with your husband or whatever?
I do that anyway at my job. So it's nothing, but at the same time, when you bring it into your household, yeah, you need to make sure your women are spiritually and emotionally mature enough to handle that. I had maids in my house before, and they cleaned and cooked and did everything. And so I don't know if maybe the maid route would be good for me, but I really do not mind my husband being with another woman. And people could judge me on that all day, because when it's all said and done, I know who I am. I know that he loves me, and I know that he's going to put our family first in everything that we build, because he has a financial interest in me, and I have a financial interest in him. And so we're going to put the empire first, the children first, the family first, period. And that's why when Aboriginal TV talks about his women, I bet you this, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's always a head bitch in charge.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. I would more than likely be the head bitch in charge. So it's no problem, because that's my position. I've earned it. I've worked for many years with this man building things. You can't ignore the fact that the first lady has put in so much time and effort and sacrificed so much. You can't ignore that. And the other women, they would have to respect the fact that I'm the head bitch in charge. And I would respect them too. I'm not going to belittle them. I'm not going to talk down on them or anything. Just whatever is working for the empire and to make sure that we see growth, then I'm all for that.
I'm glad you said that, because you actually have put a light to something that I noticed from a lot of our indigenous Aboriginal women. A lot of the women now are not against polygamy. You know what I'm saying? They've been shitted on so much. They've been sharing dick already. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not so far-fetched as a lot of us think it is. Like, a lot of our women are really at the point where they like, fuck it, I can see it. And like you said a few seconds ago, it's about the tribe. It's about the nation. Once you got that in your head, and once all parties has it, that nothing is above the nation. What is best for the nation is what the fuck goes down. You can't lose. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, I got the head one. You know, I got my first lady. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she saw the vision. She saw that the tribe is more important than her own personal feelings, even though she was the one who introduced this idea. But she saw the vision and she saw the purpose. And once we got our other wife to see the vision and the purpose, you know what I'm saying? Everything kind of linked. And the only reason it's been working, I'm going to tell this to all the fellas who might be thinking about trying this shit, because this shit ain't easy. I want to let y'all know right now, this shit is not easy. The only way and the only reason this works is because we made a conscious decision to be 100% transparent on everything. And we made a conscious decision to do every single thing that we possibly can together. Everything is on the book. So instead of us losing time with each other, or my first lady losing time with me, we actually gained time because we ain't had to work as much. Now we got more incomes. Now we ain't got to fucking, spend 3 hours cleaning up the house and cooking and all that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? We gain more time together because we're actually doing it as a unit.
We basically make time work for us instead of us working for time.
But hold up. Can I tell you something? Ask a question. Brother, that's patriarchy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me tell you why. Because what if your wife was to flip it around, since she's the basis and the foundation, and say, well, it's more beneficial for the nation if I had 2-3 husbands, because, I got an income, I got, more people around the house, I got more protection, whatever. Like, if she makes that wise decision in her head, why is it that women will accept it, but men won't? I don't know. Men, you're not going to accept that, so you are sexist then.
Okay. Well, let me respond to that. You're right. You're 100% right. And the reason I say you're right is because when we made this conscious decision to do this, we made a conscious decision to do this together and do it this way. If it was brought to me the other way, I would have never got into the situation to begin with. You see what I'm saying? So, yes, you're right.
So you need to stop using the term matriarch.
Yeah, I think that needs to go.
That's why I told her I agree with the term matriarch. I agree with using a different term. Totally. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be put into any type of box.
Because you're the only patriarch there.
You said,
you're the that's what I'm saying. You're the only.
I'm not running shit.
Well, in a sense, you can say what you're doing is you're relinquishing your authority to your wives for the greater good. But at the end of the day, you're still running shit. You're making them think they run shit for the betterment of your family.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that, bro. Like, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, I did relinquish what you would call the whatever the case, but I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving them their power. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they was, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like
they were born with woman's power. My fault. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable saying that I've relinquished it and I'm giving it or I'm ordaining their power. They're divine. They are the power. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but I agree with you. Like, I am a hypocrite when it comes to that. But that's just me personally and my personal beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I believe that.
At least you admit it. That's good.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm a true Aboriginal, brother. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm a hypocrite, I'm a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? But this is just my personal beliefs that this is the natural way of our people, of humanity. So this is why I subscribe to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lex, it sounds like on this topic that we're saying the same things, but just in different contexts.
Basically, yeah.
I would definitely get rid of the word matriarchy because
I'm gonna be working on that tonight, coming up with a different word for it.
If you don't mind, I think it would make things a lot smoother.
That's the last thing I want is to turn any of the sisters off or the people off. I want people to come in for the information. I want people to understand or try to learn or try to figure out, get some better understanding of it. I don't want to turn people off. So yes, for the record, I will not be using matriarchy anymore. I'm gonna find a better word. And I'll let y'all know when I got one.
But I just want to congratulate you. Like, I really admire everything that you're doing in our community, getting the word out there, and just everything you said is just on point. It really is. And
Thank you, sister. And for a fact too, like I told you, I said in the chat, Lex, I got some land, brother. So I mean, y'all let me know when niggas trying to get their acre or two. Like, I got 1,000 plus.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're a part of the 5000elite.com.
You know I'm down with the old Mac Nations.
Okay, so then that's a good start.
But I just wanted to throw that out there, so in case when the 5,000 is ready, if y'all want to purchase land or if y'all want to subsidize shit, like I'm in South Carolina, I got this part down. I got a piece of this part down. That's all I want to say to the family.
But did you get your stock yet, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm sorry?
Did you purchase your stock with the company, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, when it's sooner than
$20, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then you're buying a major part of a huge company, and so
yeah, I've been meaning to get linked in. I did the Lakeisha app the other day.
That's good. That's a good start.
Yeah, but definitely I'm getting down with Lex and the 5,000 Elite. You already know that.
Well,
Lex
that's good because I mean we spend $20 in what on her hair, on her clothes, on some shoes at Walmart. So we just need to be with Prisa, as they say in the Spanish community or whatever. Be with the rush, like just make that shit happen because it's worth it. And also, Lex, he sends the details, he sends the paperwork. So I'm just putting that out there. No rush, but a rush at the same time.
Hey Lex.
Yo,
Lex, you was in your bag today, Lex. I just wanted to tell you that. You was in your bag today, Lex. I don't know what happened, but you was on fire today, brother.
Yeah, man, you know, I was just trying to relate the message, man. You know what I mean? Try to put fire, put fire under it sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you hurt some feelings. But yeah, man, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to let y'all resume y'all show. It's nothing but love. Shout out to the Queen. Shout out to Lex Vortex, 5,000 Elite, Aboriginal TV. I'm out.
All right, my brother. Peace.
Peace, King.
Aboriginal TV in the building, right here on the Queen Michelle Black Domestic Discipline Show. Thanks for coming through. That was a good conversation.
That was a good run.
Queen Michelle, we still have no females that are brave enough to talk to you about the discipline issue.
It'll come in time.
I'm sure there'll be someone from a star far away who will become brave enough to say, I want to talk to that woman face to face about her discipline and this whole patriarchy stuff. And I'm going to show her. But that time is not now. But I'm sure it will arrive.
I look forward to it.
Anything else you want to say or relate before we start to wind down the shizo, Queen Yashel?
Yeah, just check out blackdomesticdiscipline.com. 5,000 Elite, that is what's up. A lot of people are sleeping on it, but eventually they're going to have to make a choice. They're going to have to make a choice between good and evil. And good is 5000elite.com. And that's really it. I mean, I pretty much said everything I had to say.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all make sure y'all tune in every Saturday to Vortex Media 2 for the Black Domestic Discipline Show with Queen Yashel. We appreciate you once again. We appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. Stronger than my pain and perception determines your reality, man. And we're about to sign off. We're going to sign off with a little bit of Queen Yashel's own music. And y'all enjoy it. Y'all got to forgive me. For some reason, my music been playing a little choppy. But I'm going to get it together.
We're going to get it together.
And find out what's going on. But until then, you know, you just have to enjoy it. The way.